Hello, my name is Mike Downey, National Operations Director for AutoMaster Systems. Today we're going to demonstrate the Report Center and the different options that the Report Center has to offer. To access the Report Center in your Control Center, click on the Report Center button. This comes up with a series of report groups that you see here with the plus signs next to them. When you click on the plus sign, it will automatically drill down and show you all the reports within that group. Not only does the AutoMaster system allow you to print out individual reports, it also lets you print out the group, which is all the individual reports in them, with the print group button. You can use this if you're using end of month or for any other reason where you want to print out multiple reports all at the same time. This is a big time saver. When you click on an individual report, you'll notice that there are three options that come up with tabs: General Options, Specific Options, and Printing Options. General Options show the same on every single report inside the Report Center. You'll see these items here: locations, loan types, loan dates, etc., all the way down. And you'll get a series of options to filter your reports on. Specific Options are tied to the actual individual report that you have highlighted. So for instance, additional charges, these are the actual options that are chosen here for you to filter on this specific report. You'll notice when you click through different reports, these specific options actually change depending on what report that you're pulling out. Last is the printing options. Printing options determine how that report wants to print out. So for instance, if you want to look at a complete report with all the detail, you leave it as number 1, complete. Or you can specify summary only, which gives you all the totals for that report. The key is all the specific and general option breakouts that print on the report so that you can see how exactly your report was run. The heading just shows the column headings for each page. The summary of location includes SumLoc. That's going to give you a breakout of all your totals by location on your report where applicable. Same with the summary of collectors. It'll give you that same breakout by collector instead of by location. And last on this printing option is the Print To button. This Print To option gives you up to 4 options: Screen, which prints it out to the screen; Printer, obviously going directly to the printer; Excel, which exports the report directly to Microsoft Excel; or a batch letter. And a batch letter is used mainly for forms letters or any type of letter that you would want to. For example, a birthday, happy birthday letter, or a grand opening letter. You could filter out your report based on that letter and print out a letter for each individual customer, all with one screen. Let's go into some of these options real quick so that we can see this. Locations obviously are locations of sale. You can specify one or a range. And you'll notice that on the right-hand side, when you drop down one of these, you'll be given a set of options. If you click on that set of options, you'll see, typically here, you'll see checkbox if it's a list. So you'll see that here you can select and deselect. Also off to the right here, we have a Select All and a Deselect All button. So if you wanted to easily select all of them, you can just click that. I also use this Unselect or Deselect button for the ability just to go to one location easily. All of our date fields, the loan dates are specified by this week, this month, last month, this year, last year, and a date range. Your date range options are going to show a drop-down calendar so that you can actually type in the date, or you can click the drop-down and specify or pick the actual date that you want. One of the shortcuts that you see here is the Today button, so you can specify on Today automatically. Also, when you select this, you can also pick the month and the year. So let's say you wanted to look at something in January of 2009. You can click on January and then click on the actual year and change it to 2009. It's a lot quicker than going through month by month until you get to January. The other options that you'll see here: collector, charge off, and repo. Our charge off and repo are flags in the system. You can include or exclude, and you can also only choose those. So if you want to see just a list of your charge-off, you'd select only. Same goes with the repo flag: include, exclude, and only. Obviously, if you want to look at a charge-off report, and you wanted to see all your charge-offs that you collected the car on or repoed, then you could do a only charge-off and an include repo, and that would give you a list of those cars. Alternatively, if you wanted to see all the skip charge-offs, you could do an exclude and an only charge-off there. Loan codes, ownership, loan ID, all those are options that you can specify on. Interest type, you have your option of choosing the 4 different interest types that are pre-programmed into the system: simple interest, Rule 78, pre-computed, or leasing. Portfolio and dealer number, again, are just drop-downs where you can fill in that information, so you can specify a set of portfolios or even a set of dealer numbers. Specific options, there's a lot of specific options because every report has a different set of filter type, and these correlate directly to that report. I'll just touch on a couple of them right here. With this customer report, we look at a minimum balance. This is used obviously if you want to see your low balances. Typically if you're running a soon-to-pay-off report or something like that, you'd have a $0 to $500, or you could do $1,000, etc. There's also day ranges for contractual days, days recent, APR presets, etc. Pay types are anything that are weekly, biweekly, monthly, semi-monthly, etc. Your bankruptcy flag works just like your charge-off and repo, include, exclude only. And then any type of, if you wanted to run and see just your unchanged principal, so people that were just paying principal interest this year, or sorry, for this time period, you could see that as well. So I'm just going to go in here and include this and exclude charge-offs real quick and print out a report. When you print out the report, it's going to go through your processing records and go through all the data, and then you'll see the actual information come up. Just on this report, you'll see at the top you'll have the heading, the name of the report, the date and time that it was printed, and who printed it. That's employee number 2. This is the key that I was talking about earlier, your heading, and then all your detail. As you'll notice, every report goes through their own heading and detail for the pages, and then your totals down here at the bottom. Also, with our reports, you can easily store and rename these reports as well. So let's say that we wanted to take an additional customer report, and we're looking at a low balance report. So we're going to exclude charge-offs. We're going to go into our minimum balance and make it a range of $1 to $500. And that'll give us all of our customers that are within that range. Now we're going to store that report, and I'm going to call this the low balance report. Now within our report center, you can specify whether or not it's just for all users or just the employee logged in, and then what access level you want to assign to that report. 1 being the lowest, 12 being the highest. Obviously you'd want to see those based on what type of report it is. And then you can actually specify the group that you want to store this in. If you wanted to create a new group, let's just call this Mike's Reports. You can specify that group and it'll create the group for you. And this is just a help memo, balances under $500, and save that. Now you can see what happened is we have saved a group called Mike, and now we have a low balance report. Now what's going to happen is this low balance report stays in the system as that, and we just created one on the fly. If I print that out real quick, you'll notice that the actual name of the report stays the same as the auxiliary customer report. That way you don't forget which report is that you stayed, which report you stored, to go back to it in case you want to make any more changes. Now you also notice that it kept my specific option settings that I did when I stored it. So this is a great way to predefine your specific options without having to reset all those click-throughs again and again and again. The other option that allows you to do is reprint those reports. So when we hit reprint, it automatically pulls up the report that you last pulled. And that's our report center.